So I started this season wanting to play a Necrominion build like every other season. I was contemplating between Poison Raging Spirit or Zoomancer. I was leaning toward Poison Raging Spirit, but do feel like spam clicking SRS may feel a bit repetitive and annoying after a while. And I do enjoy the more relaxed playstyle of Zoomancer. I ended up not being able to decide, so I thought, what if I just do both and combine the two builds? And the result ain't bad. The idea here is to use the permanent minion as map clearer and trash mob, and the Skelly and Raging Spirit for the tougher, more resilient monster. The pro of this build: mapping is fairly quick, and there are very few map mods that this build cannot take on, due to not entirely relying on a single minion skill. The con? The visual clarity is almost non-existent. If you think Zoomancer is bad, this is on an entirely different level of cluster. Also, avoid monster regen mod and chaos immunity in addition. What's nice about this build is the ability to just speed cruise through the map and only stopping to refresh your offering or pick up items. I spend more time stopping to pick up loots than to use my skill or to fight mobs. Also, it's quite a sight to watch your full minion count going against the Expedition or Legion mob. Just watching two armies going at one another. While we're at it, let's do a minion head count. Do note that this number will be a bit higher at the completion of the build. So currently I have 8 zombies, 4 specters, 3 golems, 2 skitterbots, 10 phantoms, 22 raging spirit, 10 skellies, 41 Val skelly, 1 animated guardian, bringing the total to 101 minions, potentially 106. Do note that currently my character is incomplete. So far I think I spent between 15 to 20 dev into this character and still got a long way to go. I'm currently also missing a lot of jewels as well, mainly the added chaos damage to minion. But it's working. I wouldn't say this is a budget version, but it's far from being complete. Oh, dev. Nice. Where was I? Oh, right. I had no issue of killing SIRUS, Maven, and Uber Elders, although I did die quite a bit to the 2 ladders, but that mainly due to my lack of familiarity with the boss one-shot mechanic. The following clip showcased this build against the Conquerors and SIRUS.
My only consolation is that I am not alone in this torture.
I've killed
So I just want to say I shouldn't have died there. This is my first time fighting SIRUS in a very long time, and I completely forgot he does that. Should have been an easy dodge.
The others found strength in their strength. They became the light.
Watch Yuki crumble! Fury of the cosmos! Creation itself! Why resist?
Like Warren Cole.
Why run? What's the point? Obliteration! Pointless! Fury of the cosmos! Beyond everlasting fire!
Feel the thrill of
Okay, so let's talk about the build. My skill tree is pretty typical for a Necro build, very similar to the Zoomancer build with some changes to fit my playstyle. You can use the link in the description to see my completed skill tree for reference. Although be warned, my setup may not be the most optimized, I just prefer a certain playstyle. As far as item wise, we will use the Poison SRS core item Severed in Sleep and the Covenant Spider Silk. These are my current items, and the setup is because I can't afford the finished product. Ideally, if I am to complete the build, the following items are what I am aiming towards. Armor: the Covenant Spider Silk with 6th link of Divergent SRS, Vow Summon Skeleton, Awaken Minion Damage, Awaken Multi-Strike, Awaken Unbound Element, and Unleash. You can switch Unleash out for Predator if needed, but personally I just kept Unleash for the convenience. Ideally, the endgame armor set would be the Covenant with +2 to Succulent Minion and +2 to Succulent Duration Gem. Theoretically, this item exists, but I have not personally seen it for sale, so it might be quite tough to find this armor. I did find a few +1 Succulent Gem and +2 Duration though for a cheap price of 150 Divine. Glove. Glove should have Succulent Gems supported by Chance to Poison, faster casting, and faster projectile. You can probably go without faster projectile for higher damage, but the clear speed will be significantly weak, unless you opt to use a different clearing spectre. For Gem Link, raise Spectres, Awaken Minion Damage, Awaken Spell Echo, and Awaken GMP. Replace this with slower projectile for more damage toward resilient bosses. Ideally, the final setup you would want level 20 faster projectile, level 25 chance to poison, and level 25 faster casting. Additional mod include faster attack and casting, or 30% more damage over time to succulent skill gem. For Spectre, I wanted a quick way to clear the map, so support Spectre are not an option. After testing a few, I find Baronite Preacher the best for what I was trying to accomplish. Baronite have an extremely wide range of attack, making them naturally aggressive. Their attack extends further off screen, and it just melts majority of the mobs it touches. Moving on to Helmet. My current helmet has max life and +2 to minion skill trim. It's currently just a placeholder. Ideally, the helmet should contain +2 to all minion skill gem, minion life support, level 25 minion damage support, and level 25 hypothermia, or less duration support. I've seen these on trade, the only issue is that it has a nifty price tag of around 300 dev. These will not be easy to get. Helmet gems include Raise Zombie, Summon Carrion Golem, Awaken Multi-Strike, and the last slot would be up to your preference. I would use Feeding Frenzy for map, and Unbound Element or Predator for bossing if you choose to keep Unleash in your Armor 6 link. I know, I'm currently using Chaos Golem. That's mainly because I don't have the 150% carrying buff helmet enchantment, and it feels a bit safer and faster with Chaos Golem without the final setup. Once I upgrade, Carrion should provide a very decent boost to your minions' DPS. Boot. Boot should include Chaos Resistance, Attribute, and increased duration support or just flat percentage. Gem's link would be Phase 1 Convocation, Molten Shell, and Desecrate. Once you transition over to Molten Shell, you can change Bone Armor in your Ascendancy to either Plaguebringer for 10% reduced damage from enemy, 10% more damage if there are nearby corpse, or Unnatural Strength for minion Unholy Might. Moving on to your main weapon should be Severed in Sleep with Awakened Generosity, Convocation, and Flame Dash. Ideally, you would want Severed in Sleep corrupted with % to gain Onslaught on kill. Poison kill counts toward your kills, so while it's a bit clunky, it will still give you a nice boost in casting and movement speed. Shield. Shield should have life gain on block, max life, +1 all minion gem, and increase minion damage, or the surrender for better defensive option. Currently I have reservation efficiency, but endgame goal is to get the Ashes of Star Amulet and upgrade this Ivory Shield to one that gives minion damage increase. Soccer skill gem should be Skitterbot, Tempest Shield, and Vow Haste. Now Skitterbot and Profane Proxy are my personal preference, but if you don't mind self-casting Despair and can live without the 2 Skitterbots, this placement can be another damage aura or determination with Divine Blessing. Amulet. Amulet should be Ashes of the Star to reach that 25 SRS along with +1 skill and reservation efficiency. Hungry Loop Ring with Animated Guardian, Minion Life, Meat Shield, Bell Echo, and Summon Phantasm that add up those minion count. Animated Guardian should have Grave Bind to accumulate those kills for the Phantasm summoning. Other ring would be Profane Proxy unset with Despair for the automated Despair Curse. Jewels. Jewels follow the Poison SRS route, which include max life, minion chance to poison, increased minion damage if recently cast a minion skill, minion added chaos damage, and minion accuracy. This could add up to be very expensive, so starting off you might have to pick the mods that best suited for you. One socket for Green Nightmare Viridian for that suppressed spell percentage, and one for Amanu Mu Gaze for 30% more damage over time by minions. Last choice are up to your preference. One that I strongly recommend would be the Soul Ripper Flask. This flask is very strong for the sleep. Ancestral Trial Flask replenish override Soul Reaper lose all charges with. This means that at the beginning of every trial challenge and when you die, you will have your full Vow charges ready for you. Zoomancer is one of the easiest builds to level up on early, so I don't think I will need to cover that. Just stack lots of minions as you go through the main story and transition over to Poison when you have the currency. Honestly, this is probably the most fun I have with the build so far. A little hard to see, but it's quite fun seeing everything on your screen disappear as you run past it. And best of all, the build works very well with budget items. However, to complete this build, you might have to spend upward of 500 divine. Luckily for me, while making this video, I found myself a Mirror of Calandria, so hopefully I have a chance at completing it before the season ends. I might make a follow-up video showcasing the finished build. Hit the follow and like button if you would like to see the final product, or leave a comment below if you have an idea of how to improve this build. And that is all for me. Thanks for watching.
Fire of souls! Death from on high!
Emerges triumphant once more.